Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today as we celebrate the mission to remember the fallen, honor those that serve and their families, and teach the next generation the values of freedom. It was brought to my attention yesterday that there will be a funeral shortly following this event today. For their convenience, I ask that everyone please be out of here by 11 a.m. to make way for the incoming service. We ask that to start the event, you all please join me in a moment of silence to remember the fallen, prisoners of war, and those missing in action, and honor those who have served and are serving this great nation's armed forces.
Ja, present.
Thank you. The color guard, please present the colors. The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America will be led by Kanie Herman of the Jason Russell Society.
Arms.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us here today. This year, across the country, at more than 4,200 participating locations like this one, there are millions of Americans gathering safely as one nation to remember, honor, and teach. We are all proud to be Americans that live in a free society made up of many people from many walks of life. The freedoms we enjoy today have not come without a price. Lying here before us and in cemeteries throughout this nation are men and women who gave their lives so that we can live in freedom and without fear. We can worship as we see fit. We can raise our children to believe as we do. We are free to vote for the leaders of our choosing, and we have the right to succeed, and we have the right to fail at whatever endeavor we wish to pursue. The United States was founded on the ideals of freedom, justice, and equality. Our nation stands as a shining beacon of liberty and freedom to the world. We thank those who gave their lives to keep us free, and we shall not forget you. We shall remember. Today, more than ever, we reflect on the nation's veterans and active duty service members who have and continue to fight to protect the innocent and oppressed. This nation has always been the first to stand up for freedom of people around the world. Many of you here today have answered that call and served your country well. For this, we say thank you, and we are honored to know you. There are many men and women serving today in all branches of the military, here at home and in places far away, that most of us have never heard of. These men and women are part of the best trained, best equipped force in the world. We honor them and their families for the sacrifices they make each day to keep our country safe from terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Quoting the 40th United States President, Ronald Reagan, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same. Or one day we will spend our sunset years telling our children and our children's children what it was once like in the United States where men were free." Today, we show a united front of gratitude and respect across the United States of America as we remember the fallen, honor those who served and their families, and teach the next generation the values of freedom. Now, Don Gell, Gold Star Brother, will lay the Veterans Wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Army. Now, Connie McGoffigan will lay the Veterans Wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Marine Corps. Now, Steve Bradford will lay the Veterans Wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Navy. Now, Keith Umlauf will lay the Veterans Wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Air Force. Now, Tony Alexander will lay a Veterans Wreath in honor of those serving in the United States Space Force. Now, Martin Spellacy will lay a Veterans Wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Coast Guard. Now, Bill Callahan will lay a Veterans Wreath in memory of those who served and are serving in the United States Merchant Marines. Now, Pete Westland will lay a Veterans Wreath in honor of the 93,129 United States servicemen from all branches of the service whose last known status was either prisoners of war or missing in action. These individuals have never returned to their families and homes. We shall not forget you. We encourage every volunteer here today who places a wreath on a veteran's grave to say that veteran's name aloud and take a moment to thank them for their service to our country. It is a small act that goes a long way towards keeping the memory of our veterans alive. Remember, we are not here today to decorate graves. We are here to remember not their deaths, but their lives. Each wreath is a gift of appreciation from a grateful America. These live balsam fir wreaths symbolize our honor to those who have served and are serving in the armed forces of our great nation, and to their families who endure sacrifices every day on our behalf. To our children, we want you to understand that the freedoms you enjoy today have not been free, but have come with a cost that someday you may have to pay yourself. As a nation standing together, we can defeat terrorism, hatred, and injustice. Thanks to our veterans, we have the freedom to do just that. Now, I would like to introduce some special guests here with us today. We have Massachusetts State Representative James Arena DeRosa. Thank you so much for attending today. Now we have Alan Ingram, past master of the Mount Hollis Lodge, one of our supporting groups. Would you like to bring brief greetings? Now we have Reese Holmes, National Recording Secretary, Children of the American Revolution, and a member of the Jason Russell Society. Would you like to bring brief greetings?
Sure. On behalf of the National Society, Children of the American Revolution, I just want to bring you greetings. We are so glad to be a part of this event today and to honor our veterans this holiday season. Thank you.
Now we have Keith Umlauf with the VFW. Would you like to bring brief greetings?
On behalf of the Holliston Post 8507 VFW, I want to thank everyone for coming here today. As you know, the military has lots of traditions, and it's amazing to see, even in the modern era, new traditions that are brought to the community. So I want to definitely thank Reese and the Holmes family for all the sacrifices and things that you've done in these busy times to stop and pause and remember our veterans. Thank you, Reese.
Now we have Ron Turcotte with the American Legion. Would you like to bring brief greetings?
I want to thank Taryn Holmes for inviting the American Legion, along with the VFW, to participate in the ceremony of Wreaths Across America, which is happening today across the entire nation. It is right that we're here today during this holiday season, to remember and recognize those veterans who have gone before us, marked with the sign of service to our country. Upon entering the service, each took a solemn oath to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States, and in doing so to defend the gates of freedom, enabling us to celebrate our separate holiday traditions now and throughout the year. We hear that from time to time that freedom is not free, that it comes at a price. And some of these veterans have paid that ultimate price. Most citizens won't have the opportunity to take that solemn oath, but we still bear the responsibility nonetheless to protect those gates of freedom. And we do that becoming educated citizens, using our vote accordingly. America has not been attacked since 9/11, but we can become complacent. We need to be vigilant too for those threats that might come from within. Our freedom and democracy depends upon it. It falls on all of us to become engaged. And again, I want to thank Taryn for organizing this special event. She'll be moving on next year, so we want to wish her the best. Thank you.
Before we get started, there are some items to be brought to your attention to make your experience even better. If, for any reason, you need to skip a grave, please encourage people to take a moment and stop at the grave to pay respects and honor the veteran, thanking them for their service. It is important to check the markers on the graves to make sure that they are a veteran. There was confusion last year, and wreaths were placed on non-veteran graves, so please just keep an eye out. It is important to have that intimate moment with the hero you are honoring, but please remember to take a step back and look at the complete picture of what all of us have accomplished through the mission to remember, honor, and teach. Before we retire, I wish to thank all of you again for your support and generosity over these past 2 years. Also, a very special thank you to Alan Ingram, past master of the Mount Hollis Lodge and my mentor for this National Honor Society project. As this will be my last year as location coordinator, as I head off to college next year. So once again, thank you all so much for supporting. And then that's it. Thank you everybody for coming out today. Now may the honor guard please retire the colors. Now feel free to come grab some wreaths and place them on veteran graves. So we are doing a Wreaths Across America, which is a nationwide event. There's over 4,200 cemeteries participating in it, where people can go out into their local cemeteries and place wreaths on veterans' graves so that we can remember and honor their sacrifices. Oh, really? So the importance of this event is to remember our local veterans who have fought, because oftentimes they are forgotten in the cemeteries, so it's nice to go out and remember them and make sure that they're not forgotten and their stories told. Big thank you to everyone who showed up and participated. Thank you to the VFW and American Legion for coming out and helping with the wreath placing and just helping set it up, honestly. And then, yeah, just everyone for showing up.